On March 13th, 2021, live from the Hardrider Bar Grill in Cabot, Arkansas, the Arkansas Wrestling Organization, in conjunction with Podcast Network 49 and Hardrider Bar Grill, presents AWO Anniversary II, the second anniversary of the fastest rising promotion in the state of Arkansas. On the card that night will be an open invitation ladder match for the Bar Brawl Championship. Will Justin Vincent's Miracle Reign atop the Bar Brawl series come to an end? Also that night, in the number one contender match for the AWO Tag Team Championship, see the Lost Souls Ray Ray and Josh Cross take on the debuting Dead West in what is sure to be an absolute war. For the AWO Tag Team Championship, see Team Pretty Queer take on the Young Goats in what could go down as the most dangerous title defense of their reign. And after months and months of unprovoked and infuriating attacks, the boss has finally decided to allow the Psychotic One to take care of business, as the Psychotic Savior will meet Grayson Beckett. Finally, after holding the title for nearly the entire 2 years of its existence, D-Mike must step into the unfamiliar role as challenger as he receives his last opportunity at the AWO Champion guarantee for the AWO Championship in a last man standing match. All this and more will be coming your way live on March 13th, 2021 from the Hardrider Bar and Grill at 6613 John Hardin Drive in Cabot, Arkansas. The opening bell will be at a special start time of 7 p.m. This is a 21 and up show, and masks are required. Come on out and join the AWO for Anniversary II. What's up, everybody? This is Michael Carnahan coming in at you live on the AWO Anniversary II Preview show. And I'm joined, as always, by my broadcast colleague, Mr. DJ Mike T. Mike T, how you doing?
What's up, Mike? How are you, man? I cannot believe it's already been 2 years.
I know. And actually, we have to stop here and, acknowledge the fact that literally yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of our very first show in which D-Mike was crowned the inaugural champion.
I mean, you're right on that. I mean, 2 years ago to the date yesterday, AWO wasn't even thought of. Then the boss had came up with this idea about bringing wrestling to Central State of Arkansas, something that's hasn't been done in quite some time. And then all of a sudden, we get a call from Joey Day. Hey, I got this benefit. Why don't you guys come show off your talents? And what was it? Almost over 300 in attendance?
Actually, we talked with the boss on Sunday, and I think he said on the wrestling wrap-up, I think he said 450 roughly people were in attendance that day for the very first show.
Yeah, and like I said, it was complete standing room only. I mean, we saw the likes of even Joey Day, who had been retired from wrestling for quite a few years, came out of retirement just for that shot, had a chance to become the inaugural AWO champion.
Absolutely. And I mean, we saw some clips of him there in those black and white shots on the promo. We saw some clips of the match that crowned our inaugural AWO champion, D-Mike. And we're going to get into D-Mike a little bit later on in the card. But my goodness, what a war that was to crown the inaugural champion. You're talking what? X-Ray, the Suicide King Ray Ray, and Josh Cross against D-Mike for a majority of that match. Let's be honest. You have the Lost Souls. We got a little preview of things to come, so to speak. And the Lost Souls really spent 90% of that matchup just beating the heck out of that poor kid.
Not only that, but Grayson Beckett's opponent, Cataclysm.
You're absolutely right.
Most of the time. I mean, D-Mike literally overcame the odds that no man should have been able to walk out of and still become the AWO inaugural heavyweight champion.
And, here we are 2 years later. History kind of repeats itself. The odds are stacked against him, and he's looking on Saturday night to become the only two-time AWO champion in the company's history this Saturday night. But we'll get into that in just a moment. We actually have somebody hanging on the line that was, as we alluded to, there that very first night whenever.
Oh, hey, Michael.
Very first champion.
You're right. You remember how I talked with you the other night that I had a very special guest that I was going to bring on the show?
Yeah.
The guest is none other. Yeah. See, this guest is none other than a person who has a problem with you.
With me?
From our last show at Hardriders.
Hold on.
If you remember the...
Because of this? This right here?
Because of that. Because of that. The very first ever AWO Last Call Battle Royal winner is unfortunately the commissioner, Michael Carnahan. Let's go ahead and bring on the Suicide King.
That. No.
Right.
We won't mention that while he's on here.
Bring him on.
Hi, Ray. How are you? How you been? You good? Everything good? What? Ray.
Let's not mention what when I'm on here, Michael.
Nothing.
Unlike you, my significant other does not pay my bills. I pay my own bills. I have internet. Whereas, so I seen what you said and I seen what you held up.
What? That was a replica. How's
the neck, by the way?
I actually just got out of a stay in the hospital about my neck this past week, so a little sore.
See, I'm already, going through physical therapy, going to chiropractor, getting ready for this right here. That's what a TENS unit is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got that on my back, ready for when me and my tag partner Josh Cross, we claim the number one. When we come this Saturday, we claim the number one contendership for the RWE tag team titles.
I think it's talking about the AWO.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you've got it.
We're going to know championships everywhere we win. That's why, I get confused as to wherever we go, we claim titles. We claim championship gold.
You guys are on a championship quest to, really hold all the gold in the Mid-South. And this is your opportunity now to hold the AWO Tag Team Championships. You're going against a team that I'm not sure, have you run into the Dead West before? Have you got film that you guys are able to scout on them?
Do we look worried?
I mean,
all
they're
right.
big.
You want me to tell you the main difference? How long have me and Josh Cross tagged?
You're right.
You guys have been tagging for years all over the state.
15 years.
You're right.
They're a new team. They don't gel together as well as me and Josh Cross.
Well, Ray, coming up, talking about. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're good, Michael. I like you, Thompson.
Wrong, Michael. You were pointing to me. Do you like me?
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
But right.
I like that.
Speaking
Michael.
of Dead West, you know why he likes me, Carnahan?
Why?
I didn't throw his partner out of the ring. Because I didn't throw his partner out of the ring.
Accident. I slipped. I was trying to interview him and ask him how it felt to be the first ever Bar Brawl Series winner. Bar Brawl Over the Top Last Call Battle Royal winner. And I slipped and I fell. And when I fell, my hands went forward and it was an accident. It was a pure accident.
It was an accident that you tried to, didn't try. You grabbed his tights and his shirt and threw him.
I had to grab onto something. I was trying to keep from falling on my face and embarrassing myself.
I like, you know what this is, right, Carnahan? You know, since you're the boss's lapdog, I got you a bowl. You know, you can eat out of it Saturday since you're the boss's lapdog. I really hope you don't think anybody buys that bullcrap that you slipped. I mean, kind of like your girl, you know, you slipped and got lucky that somebody felt bad, you know?
I mean, that's true. That part's true.
I mean,
the thing is, though, Ray, is she actually was able to give him a house instead of a rock.
I mean, also true. Also true. I have working electricity and internet. That's how we're on here right now.
So, let's get to the point. Saturday.
Okay. To the point is
March 13th.
You've got
Lost Souls versus the Dead West. To be straight up honest, it's not going to be anything short of a fight. Because, I mean, you've seen Walker Hayes.
Right.
Yeah, 6'5",
right. 6'5",
close to 300 pounds.
300 plus pounds.
And Buck Skinner's no small guy either.
Buck Skinner, 6'6", 250 at least. I'm 5'7" and a half. Josh Cross, 5'9". I'm 185, 190. Josh Cross, about 250. We are at the disadvantage. But we're not at the disadvantage at the same time. Why? We have the experience factor.
So I know you're going to use your experience, and obviously you can't give away your entire strategy on the air because we know that Buck and Walker are watching. But is it going to be as simple as you guys are looking to use your speed and athleticism that have gotten you this far to overpower the bigger competitors?
The strategy, I'll give our strategy away. I'm not scared. Our strategy is to beat their ass.
Okay.
You see me how many years? I can go from high flying with Shane. I can go to brawling with whoever. Look at the last match. Look at the last time we were Hardriders with the AWO. You know how brutal the boss can be.
Absolutely.
Who came out winner?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I was the one that actually had read that match. And let me tell you this, Carnahan. If I had never seen a brawl before, that was a complete massacre of what they did to the boss and Shane.
I got stapled in the tongue.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Ow. With that being said, I mean, we're talking about you said you're just going to go out there and fight. Are we talking you're going to stand in the center of the ring and you're just going to start throwing blows? Or are you just going to try to, mix it up? The only reason why I asked that, we talk about the size difference. I mean, Ray, I know you're a smart man. The size difference, you obviously aren't going to want to throw haymakers.
You got a point. I will say you got a point. You got 6'5" Walker Hayes, 6'6" Buck Skinner. I'm not going to be able to throw blow for blow with them. I'm not going to be able to throw down. I will always, just like normal, I will always come out on top simply because the Lost Souls are just the best.
So I've got to ask, obviously you are confident that you and your partner Josh Cross are going to come out with the victory. I got to ask, moving forward then, would you rather face the Young Goats or Team Pretty Queer for those AWO Tag Team Championships?
That is a very good question. But the answer is just as easy. refer to my last statement I just made. The Lost Souls are simply the best. It doesn't matter who we face. The result is going to be the same, whether it's the Young Goats or whether it's Team Pretty Queer. The results are going to be the same. You're new.
Now, Ray, I've got
tag team champions.
Now, Ray, I've got a question for you. If, and this is going to be a big if, you guys do come out the number one contenders.
It ain't no if.
Have you guys thought of? Okay. When you guys do become number one contenders, do you guys plan on invoking your match that night, or are you guys going to let whoever wins the match between TPQ and the Young Goats just sit and wonder when they're going to be attacked or anything?
Oh, we're going to let them heal. We're going to let them heal up. We want them at their best. That way, when we do beat them, it's no, oh, we just got done with a match. We just went this long. We just fought this person, that person. We want them fresh. That way, when we prove that the Lost Souls are the best tag team in the tri-state area, there's no argument behind any of it.
Well, I mean, there is only one piece of hardware that makes you the best tag team in the tri-state area, and it's those AWO Tag Team Championships, and you've got a heck of a opportunity in front of you coming up this Saturday night.
Hey, you all right, man? I'm gonna look over here at the comments. Over 13 feet tall and damn near 600 pounds.
Combined, absolutely. That's a lot of mass, Ray. That's a lot
of Harry and the Hendersons. You do it. I know who they remind me of. The Goonies.
Oh,
Baby Ruth. I mean,
I don't know that. I mean, you know that Walker and Buck are watching this. You're provoking them. You're kind of poking the beast right now, Ray. Aaron says,
Have you known when Ray has not poked the beast of anything, Michael?
You're right. Ray definitely has always beat to his own drum as far as he competes. And you know, in 19 years, I will give Ray all the credit in the world. In 19 years, nobody's been able to back him down from what he's done. I will absolutely give him credit for that.
You know, for once, you're right, Michael. There is no hidden agenda. In the 19 years that I've been doing this, I've done some pretty stupid things. There's no hidden agenda. But there's also, like you said, no hidden agenda to the fact that I will never back down from a fight. I'll go full force, you know, like that, you know, my motto, spit and stick, baby, spit and stick.
Well, that being said, that's, yeah.
But all right, I've got an appointment to go eat me some dinner. So I'm going to leave it on this. Saturday, March 13th. AWO Anniversary II. Hardrider Bar Grill. 7 p.m. bell time. It's going to be one hell of a show. We're going to do what AWO does every single time we're anywhere in the state of Arkansas. We're going to tear the roof down. The only difference is this time you will be looking at the new number one contenders for the AWO Tag Team titles, since the boss man made it where I couldn't use my original tag partner, Josh Cross, in the tag team tournament.
You're right.
This Saturday, we do what we do best, and that's the Lost Souls show up, dominate, and walk out head and shoulders above the rest, and especially the Dead West.
Well, we definitely thank you for coming on and giving us some of your time before this big, colossal tag team matchup. You know, the commenter mentioned Dead West here, over 6 foot tall, over 12 foot tall combined, over 600 pounds. It's a lot of mass that the Lost Souls are going to have to move. But the Lost Souls combat that with what? Almost 30 years of professional wrestling experience between the two.
You're absolutely correct on that, Michael.
This one is going to be hard to handicap. I mean, we've seen Buck Skinner before. Walker Hayes is going to be coming in, making his debut. Ray makes no bones about it when he says that these two, this is going to be their debut as a tag team as well. This is hard to handicap.
You're absolutely correct. I've actually spoke with Walker Hayes earlier this week, and he says, granted, they'll be debuting in AWO, but they have been a tag team all over the northern part of the States. They have actually traveled the road together. So when Skinner had that last shot at the AWO tag titles against TPQ, when he had Jake Black, when Jake Black came in and helped him in that match against Grayson Beckett, TPQ came out and assaulted assaulted Buck Skinner, interrupting that match. Jake came out after grueling, almost a 30-minute match.
Oh, absolutely.
With, at the time, Asa Morta as well as Justin Vincent for the Bar Brawl Series match. Still came out and helped Buck Skinner defend and deflect TPQ. That led on to a...
Buck is double tough. Like, you will not find a tougher individual than Buck Skinner. Here's the thing, though. These 4 individuals, can you see any of them backing down? Like, literally, I've played this matchup in my head, and all it is them standing in the center of the ring, and Ray, grabbing a hold of one of their shirts and they're trading blows. I mean, that's what this is going to be, is a heavyweight fight.
Exactly, and I've actually done some research on Walker Hayes, and for the size that this young man, yes, I'm calling him young man because he's mid to late 20s. He's a lot younger than us. Actually, he's closer to your age than mine, but still.
Well, I was about to say, I don't know about a lot younger. Hold on now. I look old.
But he's got a devastating spine buster that Josh and Ray is going to have to try and avoid.
You're absolutely right. And, the keys for Buck and the Dead West to be victorious, they're going to have to avoid the spinal tap. They're going to have to avoid the overdose. If those hit, it's over. It's lights out. That's ball game. Nobody gets out of those situations. And, that's a problem. That's a problem because they're sudden. They're quick. And I know Ray. Ray's a smart individual. Ray's brash. Ray's got a lot of bravado. But Ray knows what it's going to take to get this victory. Ray knows speed's going to kill. And it may very well take him to the #1 contendership for the tag team titles.
Well, Michael, I kind of hate to give you some bad news, but due to a contractual obligation, I unfortunately will not be able to make it to the anniversary show this year.
They got you out on a mission on Saturday?
Just a little bit.
Dude, it's the anniversary show. This is like the big one.
Yeah, but as also owner of a DJing business, I had a contract that was due for this. So therefore, have fun with the Lost Souls. Oh, by the way, surprise guest.
You were my backup.
I was.
I'm not bringing that. I'm not bringing that. I might stay home.
I would.
I'd stay home.
If I were you, I would hire some bodyguards.
I'm going to do the commentary from right here. That's it.
Well, Michael, good luck with that. But guess what? I'm going to throw one to you.
Okay.
Prediction on this match.
as impressive physical specimens as the Dead West are, it is very difficult to go after over 30 years of professional wrestling experience. I'm not saying a definite win, but I'm saying the edge for sure goes to the Lost Souls.
Well, granted, Lost Souls, you're right, over 30 years. But you've also got to figure out 30 years combined in the business to less than 5 to 10.
Right.
Between Buck and Walker.
Right.
So I'm going to have to go with the youthness.
Okay.
As well over expertise.
So the physicality. Physicality is where it is for you. Okay. And I mean, like I said, I can't guarantee a win either way in this thing. I think this thing's as much of a pick'em as possible, and it just speaks to how great the AWO Tag Team division is. But I mean, like I said, 30 years is going to be tough to overcome. You make a good point, though, as far as the youth, and just the ability to be physical is what could lead to the Dead West challenging for the AWO Tag Team Championships. I still believe that's just as valuable a pick. And speaking of picks that are going to be hard to make here for us, because we have a hard time knowing exactly who's going to be in this one, can you imagine being this man sitting at home right now with the Bar Brawl Championship strapped around his waist? Justin Vincent is walking in we're 3 days away this Saturday night. He fought so hard to get that Bar Brawl title from Asa Morta. And he finally gets it. And now he has no clue who he's going to fight. But here's the beautiful thing about Justin. In talking with him, he don't care. This dude is that crazy. He don't care. He just knows he's going to take home that Bar Brawl title.
I mean, you're absolutely correct. And the match that he had not only against Asa at the time, who he was able to defeat for the title, but he also had the Giant Heinzman.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a guy who never has a problem with whoever he's set up against. And now we're talking about debuting a brand new Bar Brawl Series title that's going to be hanging from the rafters there at Hardrider Bar Grill. The championship advantage is out the window in this contest. I mean, there's no championship advantage. There's literally, you might as well just say the title's vacant at this point.
You're absolutely correct. I mean, championship advantage is usually in a regular one-on-one match. Mm-hmm. You can only win the title by pinfall or submission. If it was done by a DQ or a count out, Justin still be the champ.
Right.
But being hang up, 13, 14 feet above the ring, there's nothing stopping him
the equation
coming in.
That definitely throws a wrench in the equation.
But here's my question to you as the commissioner of AWO or the general manager, whichever one you want to be preferred.
Either.
How about the last call Rumble winner?
No. No. Actually, here's the thing about this with the Bar Brawl series. Actually, the boss has kept me in the dark on even who the competitors are. So I don't.
I was just going to ask you that.
The only thing he has told me, and I've been at his door every day, like, bro, we've got 3 days. Like, who's going to be in this thing? And he's like, dude, I'm not telling you. You're going to find out when everybody else at Hardrider Bar and Grill finds out this Saturday night. And, that's how everybody likes it. But actually holding on the line is our current Bar Brawl Series champion, Mr. Justin Vincent, holding on the line. So we'll bring him in. And how are you doing today?
Oh, man, it's been a day. Just work, home, ready for Saturday.
Hey, I understand that, man. I was telling him earlier, the beautiful thing about you, though, is with this Bar Brawl series situation that you're stepping in, even though, you might as well call this championship vacant, you don't care. You're all about proving that you are the undisputed Bar Brawl series champion.
Michael, if there's one thing that anyone has noticed, or I mean, if you're paying attention, you've noticed, is a fact of ever since I've stepped into this business, I've been met with nothing but challenges.
Absolutely.
So, with that being said, I mean, to me, it's just another challenge. Granted, there's a lot of great guys on the AWO roster, but I just got this belt. I'm not giving it up anytime soon.
Well, you mentioned you just got this belt. I mean, we're now actually going to be hanging a new belt from the rafters this Saturday night. Does that give you a little bit? Does that give you a little bit more of a incentive to be the first to hold that new Bar Brawl Series championship belt?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we go from the old belt to the new, so out with the old and with the new. So I just got the belt, so in a way, I guess you could say out with the old Justin Vincent and with the new Justin Vincent.
Ooh, that's a little bit telling there. That's interesting. You mentioned, though, you're right. You just got the championship, and you went through hell to get that championship. And, you even told me, you're like, hey, I've been through hell to get it. It's going to be hell to take it from me. So definitely all the luck this Saturday night. DJ, you got anything for the champ?
Yeah, I do, Justin. My question to you is, out of everybody on the AWO roster, whether it be the Lost Souls, the debuting Dead West, the Young Goats, TPQ, the Boss, who would you like to see in that ladder match, and why?
Dang, GJ just put me right there on the spot, man.
That's what I'm here for.
There's a lot of great guys, though. I mean, there's one person in particular, though, that really comes to mind. The guy's been in an Ultimate X match. He's done ladder matches. Definitely Insane Shane. I mean, the guy definitely, like, it's basically what I'm saying is this: if Shane is in this invitational, then all I know is that I definitely believe he's someone that can take me to my limits.
That's actually an interesting thought because, and it just shows your mindset. This would honestly be the forte for Insane Shane. So you'd be coming in this at a disadvantage more so than you already are. And for you not to back down from that, speaks volumes to me as well. Go ahead, DJ.
Nah, I mean, that was actually going to say if you could have him in there, because, I mean, this is the guy that's jumped off of the light scaffolding the last two shows that we've had.
Multiple times.
So, I mean, just a few.
I mean, it's kind of like y'all said. I mean, anybody can pop in. So, I mean.
Well, and that's actually, another one, two names you didn't mention. Gary and Tier's been on a hunt for gold. Do you expect to see the AWO champion in there?
I mean, if he wants to jump in, I mean, the more the merrier. I mean, we can make it happen. I mean,
Hey, all I know was there was a sign-up sheet, and the boss would not let me see the sign-up sheet. So, yeah, I can't even give you any hints.
I mean, hell, maybe one. I mean, granted, if everything stays the same, Tier stays AWO champion, I stay Bar Brawl champion. I mean, hell, maybe we could do a title against title sometime.
Ooh, that would be a hell of a contest. Justin calling his shot a little bit, maybe calling out the boss for a potential champion versus champion. I like that. That.
Okay. That would be a match that I would actually love to see if that was to come to fact.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, DJ and Mike, since y'all both especially you, Michael. You always talk to the boss. So why not see about getting a poll and see what the fans think?
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll see what we can do. As a matter of fact, I'll message the old boss right now. I've got his phone number here. I'll go ahead and shoot him a message and see what we can do about that.
Well,
So is that going to be speed dial number 1, Michael, since Ray like to call you his little puppy dog?
You know what? He is speed dial number 1, but not because I'm his puppy dog.
oh, Michael, before I go, one last thing.
What's that?
Please cut your damn hair before Saturday.
Yeah, he is looking a little more homeless there.
Hey, I think I'm rocking the do. I think I'm rocking the long hair.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Have a good one. And good luck this Saturday. So we've heard from the man. That's confidence. I mean, he not only said he's going to win, he's gone as far as saying he wants a championship shot. He's calling out the winner of the main event.
I mean, I don't know if it's all these years from being in AWO, going up against the likes of Josh Cross or the Suicide King, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say Justin Vincent grew some balls.
I mean, he certainly did. But, you know, once again, that's just for the confidence. Justin Vincent does not care who it is. He's not going to back down from a fight. He wants to prove that he is the absolute best at what he is doing. And, you know, we're getting into prediction time, I know, but it's going to be hard to take this title away from this man. It really is. So, I mean, I've got to go with the guy I know. We can literally pick anybody on the roster, but I got to go with the guy I know. I got to go with Justin. It's going to be hell to take this title away from him.
Well, I mean, you're absolutely correct. From the first time he got the title to the last title defense to this title defense, he's literally had every challenge thrown at him. Barbell Series match, triple threat match, no disqualification, anything went. But I honestly do not have a pick for this match.
You know,
because
one thing,
there's a whole roster there. So how can you pick somebody if you don't even know if they're going to be in it or not?
Exactly. We have a whole roster. And speaking of that roster, I have had conversations with the Mistress of Mayhem this week in the lead up. And I can tell you, I can't guarantee that she's going to be in this matchup. But I can tell you that after holding that title for a year and a half, Asa Morta's hunger for that belt has not gone away. Asa Morta wants to be the Bar Brawl Series champion again, whether it be in this match or whether it be further down the line. Asa Morta's coming.
Well, I know since we had that the last time we was at Hardriders, that Asa suffered a little bit of an injury in that match. So I don't know if she's fully healed from that match or not. So we may not even see her. You're right. We may not even see her there physically in the match. But just what if her presence is felt there?
Oh, I guarantee you. That's what I was insinuating. You know, her aura will be all around this matchup. You've got to know if you survive this, it may not be tomorrow. It may not be the next day, but you're going to have to deal with the Mistress of Mayhem in that Bar Brawl Series division.
So, well, since I can't give my prediction on who I think is going to win it, I'm going to go out on a major limb and say, you're saying that Justin is going to retain.
I'm saying Justin's going to retain. I'm putting my money on the kid.
I'm probably going to say that he will actually lose.
Okay,
so who do we know? I'm going to go ahead and say that he will not retain the title.
Okay. It's going to be it's going to be a war for sure when they hang that new title. Because, I mean, a lot of people are going to want it for sure. A lot of people are going to want it. And speaking of a war, we have a little bit of a video accompanying for this next one. This one is guaranteed to be an absolute war. And yeah, we'll tell the story.
I finally figured out what you're trying to accomplish with all of this. It's not for an actual spot on the show. You got something to prove. But it's not me that you're trying to prove something against. I know you have someone else in mind. And just remember, I know this person very well. And come March, the anniversary show, you'll know him well too.
Tell him I sent you. You tell him that I'm the chaos in your story. I'm the anarchy in your thoughts. And boss, in this case, I'm the excuse you give when you can no longer follow the rules.
It's right here. This little thing that keeps him at bay. Come March 13th, leave the meds at home. And I'm gonna hurt you, boy. I'm gonna really hurt you.
Well, there you have it. Grayson Beckett asked, and he's going to get the monster, the psychotic savior, Cataclysm. Did he bite off more than he can chew, though? That's the question.
That is actually a really good question. We thought, what was it? A little over a year ago, we thought we saw the last of Cataclysm inside the AWO.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what has gotten inside Grayson Beckett's head, but whatever it has done, it has welcomed the side of the boss that nobody has thought they would ever see again.
I certainly didn't. I mean, I tell you, I'm more than happy to see the boss every morning carrying around that little black pill bottle around the office, because it definitely keeps things nice and smooth for us there, because we don't like any surprises. And I tell you, each time one of those Grayson Beckett videos dropped, and I had to take it to the boss's office and I had to show him.
I'm glad it was you, not me.
It was almost like it started as a twitch in his eye, and it's built. And when Grayson went as far as to, he didn't say it, but he implied that he wanted Cataclysm. When he did that, the boss says he knows who he wants, and I'm going to give it to him. And we all literally, I remember all of us were standing around it. Please, no, you got to think about your reliance as the boss. You got to think about your availability as the face of this company. You can't do this as an owner of a professional wrestling organization. And he snapped. It's scary to see the mindset that he is in right now.
Well, Michael, I know you usually love getting the first scoop on everything, but I was actually able to get a scoop that you haven't gotten yet.
Really?
Yes, the boss is the owner of AWO. But for one night only, he is not the boss. He is not running AWO. He's bringing out the person that Grayson Beckett has been after for months, well after months. So come this Saturday, there is no boss.
Scary,
Scary
but true.
Which means for the Anniversary 2, you're in charge.
I don't know that I like that, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but that means I'm responsible for this situation. And Grayson Beckett, Grayson, I know you're watching. I'm going to talk to you right now. I hope you know what you're asking for. I hope you know what you've done. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he understands. I don't think he understands the gravity of the situation that he is, and these symbols from the boss. I'm telling you, it's been all week. I don't think he understands, DJ. I don't think he does. I don't think he understands the gravity of what is facing him Saturday night. Grayson Beckett may never walk again. He may not walk out of that room.
I mean, you're absolutely correct, especially after taking that tire iron, cheap shotting the boss in that tag match and getting the upper hand. I think that's what the last straw was. Right there. That was physically the last draw of the boss says, look, I can't hide him any longer. I've held him this long. If this is what Grayson Beckett wants, this is what Grayson Beckett's going to get. And I hate to say it, but I kind of feel sorry for Grayson Beckett or anybody at Hardriders right now, especially if the boss comes out full Cataclysm.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I can confirm that he's done told me his plan for Friday night. He is handing the pills over, and he will be there, full-fledged. It will be the psychotic savior that meets Grayson Beckett. And we all know what that means. That means no remorse. That means no thinking. That means seek and destroy. And as we get into prediction time here on this one, I got to go with the psychotic savior Cataclysm. Once again, Grayson, I implore you to think about what you do before you show up Saturday night. Think about your family. Think about everything that you are doing heading into Saturday. Think about your career. I implore you, do not show up Saturday night.
Well, I'm going to have to, as much as it kills me, I'm probably going to have to agree with you on this one, Michael.
There's no, it's scary. I mean, you've seen him. There's no remorse. There's no talking to him.
Who, Grayson?
No, the boss, when he gets to this place.
Since that last match, I have tried to contact the boss. And all I get is his music. That evil laugh. No matter what I do, the texting. Every time I try to text him to find out his condition and everything like that after that tire iron attack, all I get are these symbols. I mean, it's... Let me replay you his last message. He actually called me the other night. Let me let you listen to what his voicemail was, and it's just like I couldn't. It just, I don't know. It scared me. This is what I got. That was it.
And I mean, I'm working
over again.
Even as we're here, I'm actually getting messages as we're talking about him. He's like Beetlejuice, for crying out loud. I'm getting messages from him in my inbox, and I'm going to work to bring them up as we're talking about this right here. Give me 1 second here as I work to bring both of these in here. They're just, I mean, look at that look in his face. I mean, I've got another one here. Hold on. I mean, just I haven't seen that look in, like you said, over a year. I mean, I'm getting scared just talking about it. You said both of us are going with Cataclysm, correct?
Exactly. The only thing I got, my last word for Grayson is bring a shovel, bring a body bag, because you're going to need it for yourself.
Absolutely. You better give your soul to the Lord, because your butt's going to belong to the psychotic savior come Saturday night. Okay. So we got a couple more things here. My goodness. Of course. Now I get a video. Now I get a video. And it's just him staring off. And stop it, boss. Stop it.
That's what I just got.
Somebody stop. Somebody take this man's phone away from him. Okay. Grayson, pray. Here we go. The AWO Tag Team Championships are going to be on the line this Saturday night. Team Pretty Queer are going to take on the Young Goats. And these four competitors, 2 sets of tag teams here, are the top of the heap here in the Mid-South right now. And they're going for, the piece of hardware, like we said earlier, that makes you the top tag team in the Mid-South, the AWO Tag Team Championships. This one's going to be a little tough to handicap. How are you looking at it?
You're absolutely correct. This is going to be a hard one because, I mean, you've got the first ever AWO Tag Team Champions in TPQ, Matt Odom, the premier one, William Blackwell. I mean, they went through the tag team turmoil. Like the Suicide King said earlier, if he would have had his original tag team partner, we would have been talking about the Lost Souls going against the Young Goats right now.
Right.
But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And what was it? Pure Excellence took on Team Pretty Queer in the finals of that match of the night. They crowned new AWO Tag Team Champions. Then the very next show, Pure Excellence was granted the very first title defense.
Right.
Unfortunately, due to certain restrictions, Pure Excellence was not able to make it. So, what did you do in their place? You put Jake Black and making his AWO debut at that time, Buck Skinner, going against Team Pretty Queer for the AWO Tag Team Championships, and somehow TPQ was able to overcome the odds on that, and that was a hell of a fight between them four.
Absolutely was.
I spoke with Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Roberts?
Yeah. Roberts. It's been a long week, Michael.
It has been, especially dealing with the boss.
That's why he has you with a leash. I've been trying to take care of your other stuff for you.
Yeah,
I know. But talking with Aaron Roberts, he told me that he's been watching Odom's and Blackwell's moves ever since they became part of AWO. He called up his good buddy Zay Washington and says, "Look, I've got a title opportunity for us. Let's go in there. Let's show AWO what the Young Goats are all about. We're big over here in Tennessee. We're big here in Kentucky. Let's bring our expertise. As long as we've been tagging together, let's bring our expertise. Let's go to Arkansas. Let's go show," as he told me, those redneck folk. I kind of took offense to that.
Yeah, a little bit.
He said, "Let's go show them what we can really do. Let's show AWO who the true new tag team champions are." And according to what Aaron Roberts told me, was the boss says, "Bring it."
Well, and you know, TPQ has heard all of this, and they had a message for the Young Goats this week. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Professor Matt Odom, University of Central Arkansas, major in criminology and minor in biting them ass cheeks.
And I am Dr. Professor William Blackwell, also University of Central Arkansas, major in theater as well as a minor in biting them ass cheeks.
And we're coming to you today to warn you about a huge mistake coming out of the Mid-South Wrestling Territories area. From Memphis to Little Rock to everything in between. We can only be talking about the Young Goats. Let's consult our smartboard, our high-tech smartboard. Smartboard up!
Now, as you can see here, here's our first problem. After consulting monks in the mountains, the greatest linguists of all time, even going so far as to resurrecting the ghost of young Bill Shakespeare, we have never been able to find a spelling of young in such a way. See, it turns out that there's supposed to be an O right about here in between the U and in between the Y, right about there. There's supposed to be an O, as in like, "Oh, Daddy, don't stop."
Oh, Daddy.
Oh, and
Oh,
put
Daddy.
young. Come
Oh,
on.
Daddy.
Smartboard down.
Now, that's only the first problem, people. You see, there is another grammatical error in all of that. If you noticed, the second half of that name, after much analyzation and studying, is goats. But it's in acronym form. They put the dots between the letters, which most people would know that GOAT stands for greatest of all time. But they have an S in there. What could the S mean?
What is it?
After much scientific sciencing, we decided that there was only one possible solution for the acronym GOATS. Out of every possible solution, this is the only one that made sense. Smartboard up. GOATS could only mean gross outfits, and they suck. Smartboard down.
And the always brash, always braggadocious AWO Tag Team Champions there, the TPQ, as they're known, Team Pretty Queer, coming in and letting us know exactly what they think of their challengers in the Young Goats. They seem to be overlooking them. I mean, that's the thing with TPQ. They are so confident in their abilities that they seem to be overlooking the Young Goats, and that's something to keep an eye on, and we'll get into that here in the prediction time. But what did you think of the words there from our tag team champions?
Yeah, I saw that as soon as it was actually sent over to our page, because I know, just like you, me and you both have access to all of the messages and everything that come into our page. And I was actually hesitant on replying to it because it seems like no matter what, like you said earlier, TPQ thinks they're better than everyone. Oh, I'm Matt Odom. I am Professor Matt Odom.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Okay. He's a professor of what? Drinking beer? Doing a stunner? I mean,
Apparently, a minor in biting them booty cheeks is what they're worried about right now instead of instead of the young goats.
and right now, and I hate to say it, but I actually like Young Goat strategy.
Kind of scary, but the boss is kind of right about that. It is arrogance.
Yeah, that's. But look at the wording. Look how he's got almost every other letter capitalized.
We're trying to ignore that. We're trying to keep happy. I'm gonna need happy pills by the time I'm done dealing with this guy.
I don't have any here in Batesville for you.
Oh my goodness. Now Cataclysm has a sense of humor, apparently. Aaron says TPQ is the bomb.
But the boss is trying to keep Cataclysm at bay. And Cataclysm is, you notice the way that the words are coming out, he's trying to fight Cataclysm behind, but Cataclysm always sneaks in with those snide little comments. But back to what I was saying. The Young Goats are not out here gloating. The Young Goats are not out here saying that we're better than you. We can beat you no matter what. The Goats are biding their time. They're doing their research. So what I'm going to go ahead and say, my prediction is I'm going to have to go with the Young Goats.
So after much sciencing, to quote the champions.
So are you now Professor Carnahan? Since I am literally the whole sciencing, you forgot your tie, by the way.
I am now Professor Carnahan. Welcome to my classroom. No, I'll say this much. Arrogance, conceitedness, that's the two best words that describe our current AWO Tag Team Champions. But there is the word champion in there, and you have to give them that respect. With that being said, and I guess the boss and Cataclysm think the Goats are going to win the trophy or the Tag Team Championships. With that being said, it's worked for them this far. It's going to take a lot to take those Tag Team Championships away from the Pretty Boy and the Premier Queer. I am going to go with TPQ for the victory in this contest this Saturday night.
Okay. Michael, quick question. Hang on. You're going TPQ.
Right.
The only way that I think TPQ will win, which I'm still going to stick with the Young Goats, but the only way that I think TPQ will win is that both of them, Matt Odom, William Blackwell, have got to be on the same page.
And that's the thing. I think they will be. For the first time in their reign, I think that we will see a completely cohesive TPQ. These guys, I think those titles have bonded them, so to speak, in a way that nothing else has thus far. And I think that that's what's going to be the ultimate undoing of the Young Goats. The Young Goats, a great tag team, don't get me wrong. I just think it may be TPQ's time.
Wow.
It's a tough call for sure. And speaking of tough calls, probably the toughest call we're going to make all night is the main event of the evening, a big fight feel, the last opportunity. Desperation in abundance from the challenger, the Limit Breaker Dean Mike, as he challenges in a last man standing match for the AWO Championship, Gary and Tier. Here's the story of how we got here.
I'm going to give you a shot. I don't care if Gary wants to do it or not. It's going to happen. You're going to get your last man standing match for the AWO title. But I'm going to tell you right now, you don't make good on your threats, This will be the last.
Like I said, both of them have had over 6 months off. Both of them have been in gym training. We've seen videos from both of them. Right now, I think what Rampage has to do is get in the side of the head of the champ.
But that's fine. That's fine because D-Mike, I saw in your eyes, I saw the desperation. I saw how badly you needed this match. I heard it in your voice.
You came to me in a dream last night. You were standing in a brilliant light. 1 minute here, but the next you were gone. I thought you could stay, but I was so wrong. The end is here. The game is over. No more pretending. No more. No more. The end is.
D-Mike, I want you to think really hard about something. I really want you to drill this into your brain matter, baby. When I took the AWO Championship, when I choked you out with the ring and left you laying on that mat, your first ever loss at AWO, it was the most important day of your life.
Variants here. If you really want to prove that you're the man, you really want to prove that you are the future and that you are the rightful champion, beat me at last man standing.
The end is here.
And there you saw it. That's how we got here. I mean, I'll let you start this one off because I can't believe we're here still. I mean, I'm still in shock that D-Mike is stepping into the role of challenger.
I mean, nobody in that locker room thought D-Mike was actually going to be able to overcome. I did not see that.
Yeah. Not quite sure what it means, but
you need to talk to him. After we get done here tonight, you need to talk with him.
Yeah, we're going to put him on a social media cleanse for a while.
But nah, as I was saying, from, what was it? March 9th, 2019, Bellevue, Arkansas. The very first AWO Battle at the Bell is what we actually called it. D-Mike overcame the odds of the Battle Royal, overcame the odds of At the time, we didn't know it was going to happen, but we saw the precursor of the Lost Souls. Then we saw him going against Cataclysm. And then he becomes the inaugural AWO champion. We go back, what was it? October?
Yes.
Gary and D-Mike won. They literally broke the ring, was how hard-hitting this match was. D-Mike, finally, his limit has been broken. Throughout of all the competitors, no matter who's been thrown at him. Ray, Josh Cross, Cataclysm, Insane Shane, William Blackwell. I mean, they've all been thrown at him. He overcame them all. Then all of a sudden, Gary and Tier comes along. I actually thought Gary and Tier was going to lose. Me and you had actually talked about this. Gary and Tier, in my eyes, was the underdog.
And he was. He absolutely was. For being a defending champion, we all expected D-Mike to walk out of that second encounter with his championship back.
You're absolutely correct. But somehow, Gary and Tier...
I know. I know.
Boss.
Can we stop showing his messages? Whoever's showing the comments, I'm gonna need you to stop showing his messages, please. Cleanse of them. Continue. Contest.
When Gary and Tier locked in that rear naked choke crossface chicken wing, the look in your eyes when he defeated D-Mike was 2 words: holy.
Absolutely.
Then we both thought D-Mike was going to get back because he finally thought he had gotten Gary and Tier understood.
Mm-hmm.
Then he comes in with the Ragnarok off the top rope. That was it. 1, 2, 3. Then D-Mike goes out and says, look, I want this match. No matter what. I don't care if it's my last time or not. I want this match. I need this match. That video that you showed me and the boss talking when he made the official announcement. The boss actually showed me almost 5 pages worth of D-Mike saying, I need this match. I need it. The boss finally gave in, but made a stipulation.
Uh-oh. Did we lose you, DJ? I think we may have lost DJ Mike T there. He's absolutely right, though. The desperation that D-Mike had shown heading into this encounter before the boss gave in and gave him this contest. Hopefully, there we go. He's back.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Oh, there it is right there. There's our problem right there. Read that last comment.
Yeah, that would be the boss.
Now we know why we're having the little connection problems.
So we shut his comments off, so he starts trying to shut us off, of course.
Right. But as I was saying, with everything going on, the boss had to give in. But he made the stipulation. No matter what, if D-Mike could not regain the championship, as long as Gary and Tier is champion, D-Mike can no longer go after the AWO Heavyweight Championship. But I've got to give it to Tier, because Tier has finally done something that nobody in AWO in the last 2 years has been able to do.
He's really in the head of D-Mike, let's be honest.
Exactly. He finally got under the skin of D-Mike. He finally got in the head. He was able to finally understand what limit that D-Mike has not been to, took him to that limit and was able to break it. He literally broke D-Mike.
I would agree. I think that he not only pushed him past that limit, like you said, he's broken D-Mike. So much of, and we haven't really talked about this, but so much of what D-Mike is as a competitor, the limit breaker mentality, is surrounded and wrapped up in that AWO championship. That's his brass ring. That is his calling as a professional wrestler. And to not have that has absolutely destroyed D-Mike thus far.
I mean, you're absolutely correct on that part. I've actually tried to contact D-Mike this week, leading up into Saturday.
Yeah, have you gotten through? I haven't.
No, I haven't. All I've gotten is either a busy signal or the number you're trying to reach is no longer reachable. It's like he literally shut himself off from the world. Absolutely. I don't know if you tried checking his social media pages. Usually he's posting everything every single day.
He's on there streaming video games with the fans, all sorts of stuff, but nothing. Eerily quiet.
So, I mean, literally, if I had to take my pick, I would probably stay and still the reigning, defending, undisputed AWO champion. I'm going to have to say Gary and Tier. But if D-Mike is somehow able to miraculously take it away from Gary and Tier, I don't think AWO is safe.
I would agree. So here's where I am. The first two encounters came down to one mental lapse in judgment on D-Mike's part. And I believe we can still say that nobody in a big fight field, in a big fight, can outperform D-Mike. Nobody. I'm going to go with D-Mike. And it's for the reasons we talked about. D-Mike has literally shut the outside world down. He has focused. We're going to see a new D-Mike this Saturday night. It gets no bigger than the stage at the anniversary show. No bigger, especially the main event. The lights are on the brightest that night. You know that as well as I do. D-Mike is coming out to paint his Picasso, so to speak, his masterpiece. He knows where he is. And I've talked about the limit breaker mentality before. And, you know, that's obviously an offshoot of the Mamba mentality. And the thing is with the Mamba, or Kobe Bryant, if you remember, when you back the Mamba in a corner and you put him in a no-win situation, the Mamba finds a way to win. I think that somehow, some way, D-Mike finds a way to pull it out. He puts Gary and Tier down and becomes the very first two-time AWO champion in the company's history. That's my thoughts. I can't say I'm confident in that pick, but that's where I'm going with 3 days left.
Well, if by some chance that D-Mike is able to defeat and dethrone Gary and Tier, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for the AWO roster, because his name says it all. He's going to go on a complete rampage.
Absolutely.
But Michael,
this is probably what's keeping him sane.
just a little bit.
Just a hair.
But I'm going to let you go ahead and take us out. I've got to get ready for my contractual obligations for this weekend. I know you're checking out the live stream because I know you're going to have it for this weekend show. Mm-hmm. Everybody at AWO, I am DJ Mike Thompson. I will hope to see you guys at the very next show.
Absolutely. Michael? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the DJ. But, of course, make sure to be here Saturday night at Hardrider Bar and Grill. The special start time is going to be at 7 p.m. The AWO Championship going to headline the thing. Gary and Tier versus D-Mike, a last man standing contest. Also, you'll see the AWO Tag Team Championships. Team Pretty Queer defending against the Young Goats. A grudge match as the Psychotic Savior meets Grayson Beckett. And the number one contendership for the AWO Tag Team Championship will be decided that night as the Lost Souls take on the Dead West. And, of course, the Bar Brawl Series ladder match. You aren't going to want to miss this. You're going to want to be a part of it live at Hardrider Bar and Grill in Cabot, Arkansas this Saturday night for the AWO Anniversary II. I'm Michael Carnahan. We'll see you Saturday. March 13th, 2021, live from the Hardrider Bar and Grill in Cabot, Arkansas, the Arkansas Wrestling Organization, in conjunction with Podcast Network 49 and Hardrider Bar and Grill, presents AWO Anniversary II, the second anniversary of the fastest rising promotion in the state of Arkansas. On the card that night will be an open invitation ladder match for the Bar Brawl Championship. Will Justin Vincent's Miracle Reign atop the Bar Brawl series come to an end? Also that night, in the number one contender match for the AWO Tag Team Championship, see the Lost Souls Ray and Josh Cross take on the debuting Dead West in what is sure to be an absolute war. For the AWO Tag Team Championship, see Team Pretty Queer take on the Young Goats in what could go down as the most dangerous title defense of their reign. And after months and months of unprovoked and infuriating attacks, the boss has finally decided to allow the Psychotic One to take care of business, as the Psychotic Savior will meet Grayson Beckett. Finally, after holding the title for nearly the entire 2 years of its existence, D-Mike must step into the unfamiliar role as challenger as he receives his last opportunity at the AWO champion Gary and Tier for the AWO Championship in a last man standing match. All this and more will be coming your way live on March 13th, 2021 from the Hardrider Bar and Grill at 6613 John Hardin Drive in Cabot, Arkansas. The opening bell will be at a special start time of 7 p.m. This is a 21 and up show, and masks are required. Come on out and join the AWO for Anniversary II.